What's up, my friends? It is once again the Doctor in his X-Lair, the Doctor Remy LeBeau, coming at you with a very interestingly unique and wonderful creation that I had commissioned. It is a custom Banshee statue made from the Bowen Designs Banshee statue, which was released maybe like 2 years ago. The original Bowen Designs Banshee statue, which I'll eventually feature in a video because I have the original version as well. Has him in like his green and yellow costume. And although I love that statue and I love that costume, this is the Banshee that I was introduced to in the 90s when I first started reading comics. So the very first comic I ever bought, ever X-Men comic I ever bought at B. Dalton Bookseller, is this comic here. It's number Uncanny X-Men number 274. Um, and so the 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 comic that follows this is Uncanny X-Men 275, that has like the gatefold cover, and it has like all the X-Men in the original X-Men outfit, including Banshee. Banshee's on that cover as well. And then from that point forward, like eventually, like maybe like 2 years later, he becomes the head of the Massachusetts Academy, which him and Emma Frost create, which is like an extension of the Xavier School under the auspices of Xavier. Um, and and that happens in the new series, which was called Generation X, which some of you might know. And in that series, he basically had this outfit for the entire run. And so this is the Banshee that I've always known and loved. So when Bowen Designs released their Banshee, I was excited, but I was also like, well, I'd kind of like to have him in this X-Men outfit. And so I commissioned a very talented artist. His name is John Fitchie. You can find information on how to contact him on my blog post if you're interested. He actually is very busy, so he actually might not be able to do whatever you're interested in right away, but I'm sure eventually he'll get he gets to people that are patient and are cool to work with. So if you're interested in him doing something, I would definitely recommend him doing a custom job for you guys, because as you can see here, the guy does flawless work. Like, I mean, you can't even tell that this statue was not professionally produced by a company, and that it was like it was originally a different version of this costume, because everything about it is just like flawless. Like, the dude takes his time with everything. I've had other custom work done that didn't come out this good, and was disappointed. With this one, I was just floored by it. Like, when I got it, I was like, "This is exactly what I wanted. This guy did a perfect job. Thank you, John Fitchie." Um, so it's like he sent me like work in progress pictures, and in them, like, you could see like he had to like sort of, so there's like this machine that allows you to kind of grind down elements of a statue in order to then build new elements to it. So he very carefully was able to get rid of some of the lines and details on the original statue in order to then create the lines on this statue. So you can see like the lines on the costume, super straight, and there isn't any sort of indication that there were other different elements on the statue before these lines were put in. Um, so he put these straps on the boots. I'm pretty sure the boots are different than the original statue. I have a comparison shot on my blog post, so you can check out the difference between this one and the original one there. And eventually, maybe I'll do a video of just comparing the two. But so he put these straps on the boots. He put the straps on the legs, and kind of gave like a gold color to like the buttons, which is like an interesting sort of choice that he made, which turned out really nice. He did the same thing on the collar on the neck. So in the original statue, he's got like an actual shirt collar similar to this type of collar. So he actually had to like take that off and maybe even like just kind of smooth out the neck. I don't know exactly what he did there, but whatever he did, it was perfect, and I thank him for that. And the gloves, he did I think he had to redo the gloves, and he did redo the gloves, and then he's got like some straps on the gloves as well with the same sort of buttons. Everything works very nicely. All the blue elements of the costume, he painted in like a pearl something, like he added like a pearl quality to the paint, which makes it look really nice. Initially, I had suggested maybe I should do. I was wondering. I told him I asked him if it would be okay to use like a metallic sort of blue for that, and he was like, "Well, maybe we shouldn't do metallic. Maybe it should be kind of like a pearl blue." And I listened to the guy because the guy knows what he's doing. This is what he does for a living. So, I went with what he suggested we should go with, and it wound up looking great because obviously the guy knows what he's doing. He doesn't just sculpt; he also paints. So the guy's an artist. He's got a great aesthetic sort of mind, and everything he does comes out really great. He repainted like everything. He repainted everything. So you have to I guess you have to strip a paint of all its color first before you do anything to it in order so that later when you repaint it over the new elements that you've sculpted, it doesn't seem as though something is out of place. So all the lines on the wings were repainted, and he actually kind of shaded them. You can see they're kind of darker on the outside and they get lighter as you get towards the middle. Very nice touch. He repainted the entire face, the eyes, the hair is kind of glossy. He repainted that. It looks great. It looks better than it did in the original statue. So, I mean, given that the guy, in a production process, when you're producing 500, 1,000 statues, it's easy for people to sort of kind of lose their focus on what they're doing and maybe not do as great of a job as a person that's kind of just focusing on one statue and putting all of his or her attention on it. You're gonna get a better result as far as everything, including obviously the paint job. The paint is gonna be better than if it's done on a mass-produced production process. So you can see from this statue the things that weren't resculpted still kind of look better because the guy gave it that extra sort of attention to make it extra special. Superb. The X belt, probably one of the standout features on the statue. It's a perfect circle. It's a perfect X. It's like somebody could have just Mickey Mouse did and kind of done a crappy job on it, but the guy cares about what he's doing and it's obvious. So it came out perfectly, exactly as you want. And then the rest of the belt is kind of like a glossy red, which looks fantastic. And even the back, it's the lines are there as they should be. The rest of the belt is there, and then you have the rest of the costume, and it's shaded perfectly. Every aspect of the statue, obviously, he put in a lot of care and attention into. So even though generally, with the back of statues, you're not going to necessarily see every detail when they're displayed. It's important for there to be a uniform amount of attention given to every detail of even those parts of the statue, because occasionally you might take it out and put it in a different place where it has a different where you get a different view of it, and you might see the back, or you might have a mirrored a mirror behind it to kind of demonstrate the back of it. And a good statue producer, be it a mass producer like Bowen Designs or a customizer like John Fitchie, knows that every aspect of a statue needs to have everything be perfect. And so again, this is the back of this statue is a testament to the craftsmanship and attention and quality of Mr. Fitchie and his skill. So good job again. Thank you for everything that you've done. I appreciate it quite a bit. I'm gonna love this statue forever. For the fans out there of Banshee who really like this version of the statue, Randy Bowen has kind of hinted online that he might be producing a variant of his existing Banshee statue into this version. So it's very likely that in the next few months or in the next year or so, this will be put up for sale and others will get a chance to own it. So please don't be jealous or don't feel like there's something you can't have out there. Because I think you might be getting an opportunity to have it, but if you don't, Mr. Fitchie is out there, and he has John Fitchie. He has although he may not have time to do it now, he has the talent to reproduce the same work. So if somebody wants him to do something very similar to their Banshee statue, I'm sure you could commission him, and he would do a great job. So The statue itself, I forget how much it cost me. It was I think it was like 250 or something, and then the work was maybe like 400, I think. It seems a little expensive, but I mean, the people that do this work, John Fitchy, others, like they take a lot of time to do them, and you got to consider like hourly rates, and it, in the end, it winds up being worth it, and it is kind of, these statues are already kind of expensive and sort of out of the reach of younger collectors, which is unfortunate. I'm sorry, younger collectors. But us older collectors, we have a little bit more funds. We can afford the statues, and occasionally, I can afford to, maybe get something customized. But I can't do it that often. There are collectors out there that, it's like my hat is obviously off to them. They have so many custom pieces getting customized and getting sculpted from scratch, and that's super expensive, but they do it on a regular basis, and their collections eclipse mine as far as like impressive quality, and I aspire to be them, even though sometimes it can seem a little excessive, but there's just such a, I mean, as we all know, like comic characters, sci-fi characters, movie characters, there's so much potential for just representing them in ways that are unique. Given that there's various variations of each character that we might love, and there's just a lot of things that we can be done with the characters we love. Is what I'm trying to say. Like, so, any character, even Banshee, like there's other versions of Banshee, like Age of Apocalypse Banshee would be cool. Would be another cool variant of this. There's just so much potential for all these characters to have all sorts of versions of them created. So I mean, it makes sense that people that have unlimited funds would kind of like just be on a frenzy to get all of these done, in a variety of ways. My respect to you. Maybe, not maybe, definitely when I get, when I get more settled in my life. I'm still in school. I'm getting my PhD. Once that happens, once I get my career going, and the funds start coming in, and things are more stable, I think I might be inclined to maybe order a few more commissions, and maybe even like an Age of Apocalypse version of this statue. That would be really cool. I just thought of that right now. Uh-oh. I should stop making these videos. I might like wind up bankrupting my future self, which would be unfortunate, but probably really fun. All right, so actually Banshee here. So I'll go into more of Banshee and like the original statue when I do the video on the original statue. But just a quick side note, like, you got the Sentinel base hand here, which is super impressive. I'll talk more about it later, but you can see from the video, I mean, from the pictures, like it itself is a piece of art and could just be like its own statue. This piece looks really great displayed with like, you can kind of see the Sentinel head, that base that cable is on, the retro cable on a Sentinel head. This looks really great with that, and of course the new Magneto that was created, the Action Magneto on the Sentinel hand, another really awesome piece that would look really great with this statue. And of course, there's a Bishop statue in the pipeline already, having been put up for sale. We're just waiting. It'll probably be 6 months before it's released, but it's like a classic original costume Bishop statue. Not this version you see here, which is like a Joe Mad custom piece that I had made, but it's like a original costume, original appearance Bishop statue with his mullet, that you saw actually in the 90s cartoon as well. And he's on a Sentinel head. He's super impressive, and he's coming up, and he would look great with this and Magneto and Cable on a Sentinel head. Like the Sentinel base pieces, like there's not too many of them. Bowen occasionally releases one, and they just make a great set. So anyone that can get these, I understand why you do get them, and hopefully you understand why I get them. And to those that can't get them, I'm sorry, but again, I'm here to try to share these statues with you in the best way I can. Like, I don't want anyone to feel that that they can't have anything, that they can't have these things and feel bad about it. Like, I want to share this with you, not to make you feel bad, but just for you to be able to have, kind of gain some access to something like this that should be appreciated by more than just one person. Again, John Fitchy did a great job on this beautiful custom statue, and I look forward to maybe doing more customs with him in the future. Thank you for checking out my video. Thank you for checking out my blog, X-Men Statues of Future Past.blogspot.com. Thank you for checking out my YouTube channel. Dr. Remy LeBeau is the official title. Unofficial, Dr. Remy LeBeau's X-Lair. Ba-pow! As always, check X in the box because ain't nobody checking me. What's up? Nobody's checking me. Y'all take care of yourselves, and I have plenty more to come, so stay tuned. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.